What is going on, everybody? So today we are back at it, and I think I've never done this. We put out a build yesterday. We went back to the drawing board and we improved it so much. I figured, you know what? Let's drop a version 2 after day 1. So yeah, this is currently the DPS build that I put out yesterday, but we made some changes to it because a lot of you guys were saying, you know, you need some more crit damage. You know what I said? Okay, we'll add some more crit damage, boys, because you know that's what we do here. We mess with builds, we have fun with builds, and we just play with them until we are done improving them. So we got a new updated version 2 DPS build right here, and now this is currently my go-to DPS build. The other one lasts a couple days. Well, you guys saw it for one day, but lasted about a couple days, and then now I currently switched to this one, and I'm hitting about, I want to say about 100,000 harder. I want to say the max crits I was getting was about 660k on my other build. On this one, we're pushing max, I think it was like 790, so that's a big difference right there. But yeah, let's get into the build, and hopefully you guys enjoy it, and then we'll also have some more gameplay for you guys to see how the build holds up in heroic. Probably the hardest difficulty you guys will be farming on, right? Unless you guys are playing those legendaries like bosses. So we get into the build. You can see we're still running around 900,000 armor, 300,000 health. We are running 6 reds, 1 blue, 1 yellow, just like our previous DPS build, but we did mix it up a little bit. We are running the gunner class. Of course, I'm going to stick with the FAMAS at 112,000 damage, assault rifle damage, health damage, 10% damage to targets out of cover. Perfect to put on there. And then we have in sync. Reason in sync so great, I am using a striker drone, so that he's going to guarantee me to have 30% extra skill damage and 30% extra weapon damage. Probably one of the best talents. Well, my favorite talent to run on any AR, if you can keep that striker drone going, which you can with the exotic backpack. And then of course the classic M1A with damage to armor on there, and then also that boomerang talent. So that is how I run that one. So let's get into the build. So a new piece you probably didn't see on the last build, the Grupo Sombra piece. The piece gives you 15% critical hit damage. We have weapon damage on here, attributes 12% crit hit damage, 6% crit hit chance, and a 6% crit hit chance mod. I got a roll of a piece. Yes, this bad boy is a solid bad boy, and if you're looking for something to improve your build, that is it right there. Now, instead of running a 2-piece Providence, I decided, you know what, we're gonna bump up the crit hit damage a little bit more. We do have a 3-piece, so we have headshot damage, crit hit chance, and crit hit damage. Now, the core attribute is weapon damage. We have crit hit chance on here, crit hit damage, and a crit hit damage mod. Almost got a roll if we could get that weapon damage up by those 3%, but close enough. And then we have Obliviate, still one of my favorite talents to run. Critical hits increase total weapon damage by 1% for 5 seconds, stacks up to 25 times. Now, if you want to get the most damage out of a DPS build, well, you're probably going to put focus on. I just hate scoping in, so we'll throw that out. Our second piece of Providence, we have weapon damage, crit hit damage, and headshot damage. We are maxed out at, I think, 59% crit hit chance. Once I level up my watch, I'll be at 60%, so we're not going to put any more crit hit chance on this build. Headshot damage is going to where you're going to fill in those crit hit chance. So if I can get the extra 5% crit hit chance on my watch, that means I can actually put another headshot damage roll somewhere else on this build. Now, I still went with the Fox Prairie knee pads. That 8% damage to targets out of cover is hard to come by, and it's hard to get. I have it on my assault rifle and on here, so that's 18% targets to damage out of cover, and then we do have crit hit chance on there. Now for the gloves, definitely can improve this. This is the 3rd piece of Providence, giving us that 15% crit hit damage. So we already improved the build by 30% crit hit damage. We have weapon damage on here, crit hit chance, and then crit hit damage. Definitely we can still improve the crit hit chance and crit hit damage on there. And then we get into the backpack, still my favorite backpack to run, and I think it's probably one of the best in slots to give you that armor, right? We have weapon damage, armor, skill tier. Then I do have a crit hit damage roll on here. Now, for the talent kill confirm, remember we're always going to have critical 30% weapon damage, 30% skill efficiency, and 3% armor regeneration once I get that stat, because I can constantly refresh it. And then when I do pick up a trophy, that's 30% extra damage, just a lot of damage coming out. Striker drone, like I said, I use the shield just for that safety net. If you feel like you don't want to use the shield, run Reviver Hive, stay back. But if you're trying to face tank like I do in a lot of my builds, that is what you want to do. So let's get into the stats, right? Because this is what you guys complained about last time. we're sitting at 58%, well 58.8% crit hit chance. So 1% on my watch will put me at 60%, right? And then we have 136% crit hit damage, 92% headshot damage. So I'm actually missing 8% headshot damage on my watch, so I should be sitting at about 100% headshot damage. And then I'm missing 8% critical hit damage, so I'll be sitting at a 144% crit hit damage. And then I'm missing 5% crit hit chance on this build. So once, well, on the watch. So once I add that, I'll be able to add another 10% headshot damage roll somewhere. So I should be sitting about 110% headshot damage, 144 crit hit damage, and 60% crit hit chance. That's where I should be once I have my watch maxed out. We have 18% health damage on here, but we also have that damage to target out of cover. That's 18%. If we look at the damage we have, all weapon damage 126%, 27% assault rifle damage bonus, and then we are running that 90,000 armor on kill. And that's actually really good because we're getting kills so quick, it should be able to get us out of those sticky situations. And like I explained before, if we go to the offensive stat, you can see that I am missing that 5% crit chance, 8% crit damage, and 8% headshot damage. Once I get that, definitely improve this build that much more. Now for ARs, this is probably going to be where you're going to be capping out on crit hit damage. You might be able to put 1 or 2 pieces, but you run out of slots to run crit hit damage on your build, so you're pretty much limited. But if you do run something like an SMG, you can push that crit hit damage all the way up. And I do have a crit hit damage build that hits really hard too, but if you're looking for a straight AR DPS build, well, this is going to be it. Probably one of my favorite right now. So this is probably what I'll be running with if I want to run an AR, run the FAMAS. If I want to run an SMG, I'll probably be running my SMG build, which is a little bit different, and I'll drop that build later on this week. So hopefully you guys are enjoying these builds because they're definitely templates for a lot of people who don't really understand how to build in the Division 2. And when you improve these builds, once you get better rolls, you can definitely improve them. Like I think I can add an additional 12% crit hit damage on this build, and even add an additional 10% crit hit damage. So definitely some places to improve, but it's pretty solid. I do have some pretty solid rolls on here, so it's not much more that I can add. But I do like the survivability of the 900,000 armor. Some people might not like that. They're like, you know what, I want to go no backpack, I want to run a different. Well, you can do that, but to me, I just really think having that survivability of 900,000 really complements having a pure damage build, right? Because that extra 200k, right? Because it's usually that 700k, that extra 200k of armor makes a difference and helps you survive. And not only that, being able to have more damage when you pick up the trophy, since you are fighting enemies this close, helps out a lot. So I'm gonna wrap up the build here, guys. I hope you guys are enjoying these. Yeah, version 2, if we improve it, if we get better, if we start hitting some crazy numbers and we're up another 100,000, 200,000 damage on an AR DPS build, well, then I'll re-release it. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, nothing but skills out.